Hey, good morning to everybody. Daryl P, aka Artist in Recovery here. As you can see, it's a hot, humid, wet morning here in Connecticut. And I'm going to get right to the point of this video. I've always read. I've been an avid reader since I was probably 4 years old. I remember my mother taking me to the library to get my first library card, I think before I even started school, at 5 years old. And I've always loved reading. Stephen King and Dean Koontz are two of my favorites, but I also love writers from the past, like HGWells, Jules Verne, Robert Louis Stevenson, Edgar Allan Poe. And the thing is, when I read their stuff, the older writers, the writers from the past, I am just amazed. It kind of makes me a little sad and scared, because I see how writers, how intelligent, and the vocabulary of people 100 years ago, what it was like then and what it is now. And you could actually see the dumbing down of humanity, but especially the United States. Okay, now yesterday, Trump did a speech about Tylenol. And I didn't get to really see it till today, till this morning, till Wednesday morning. And I'm not saying this to aggravate, to troll Trumpers or anything like that. When I saw this, I was, I'm amazed that I'm still shocked at Donald Trump, and I felt embarrassed for the country. I'm saying that in all sincerity. I felt embarrassed for the country. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll try to put a link down below. It's real short. I saw a couple a little over 1 minute videos, and he's talking about acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. We've all seen this over and over again in our cabinets. This is another thing that makes me realize how Donald Trump is not an ordinary guy. He talks about groceries like he just heard of the word. He doesn't know the word acetaminophen. Anybody that's shopped, anybody that has a drug cabinet in their bathroom has seen the word, is familiar with the word acetaminophen. All right? So, yesterday in this speech, he's like, oh, what's this word? And you could hear his handlers in the background helping him to say the word acetaminophen. Then the troubling thing is he goes, acetaminophen, is that right? Acetaminophen? I'm not making fun of him. I'm not, but the thing that just shocks me and makes me sad for the country, makes me think that this country is on a decline, is the people that were so angry and scared, and that the whiteness in America, they were being replaced. They were so angry and scared that they voted for this guy, who obviously, has like a third grade reading level. It just makes me embarrassed for this country. Okay, so then he goes on and he says that Tylenol is not good. I'll just say it, not good. One syllable words, not good. And you could see that brain struggling to try to find a word, Trump's brain. And it makes me see how much reading has affected my life. Now that I'm 60 years old, like yesterday, I used the word abysmal in a comment. I was writing, I forgot even what the comment was, but I was describing something very low. And that's the first word that came to my mind, abysmal. And I know that's because of all the reading I've done. Reading, especially Stephen King. If you haven't read Stephen King, it's nothing like his movies. It's like his movies, but it's 100 times more descriptive. You ask anybody that's read a Stephen King book, and he goes into such detail. He'll go back, talking about a character, the main character. He'll go back and describe something in 10 pages, just describing something so intricate about the person's background, about how their personality formed. And when you read this stuff over and over again, and you read these words in the context of the sentence, you learn. Now I realize, like I said, at 60 years old, I realize how much I've learned from this. Let me just say this, and this is the point of this video. It is painfully obvious to me that Donald Trump has never been a reader of anything. And it shows. It shows in his vocabulary, his stunted vocabulary, his stunted intellect, and his damaged personality. I guess that's the point of my video. I'll put the link down below to that pathetic speech about not good acetaminophen. Good God. Have a good Wednesday.